This is one of the major front lines in Kurdistan. Not far from us here is Mosul, about 35 kilometers away. So this is one of the front lines for Mosul. And the offensive to take Mosul has started, although it's moving very slowly. Now this location is where we have a lot of Kurdish fighters who have been trained by Canadians. The Canadian training mission has focused on this area, Al-Khazar, as well as Mosul Dam, and the surrounding areas has been a primary target for the Canadians for their training mission. A lot of the fighters that are here have gone through various forms of training with the Canadians. There's sporadic fighting here, occasionally bombs. We just recently had a coalition bomb hit. Sniper fire is quite regular, mortar fire as well. This position is only about 200 meters away from Islamic State. Now, these are the watch holes that they use to keep an eye on Islamic State fighters. Now, the big concern here is snipers, and we have to stay below the sight, for the line of sight for the snipers. One of the major issues that the Kurdish fighters are having here is the weaponry that they have compared to the weaponry that Islamic State has. Now, fortunately, Islamic State is not able to use a lot of its heavy weaponry, because as soon as they do, the coalition bombers come in and take them out. But on the other side, the Kurds themselves say they're only using light weapons, some RPGs, some Kalashnikovs. They have one large gun that they can fire, but they're really hoping that the coalition can give them heavy weaponry.
But that kind of support comes with its own risks. One of the problems with the international coalition's support for the Kurds is the internal divides that plague the Kurdistan region. There is no unified Kurdish army, but rather a coterie of armed groups loyal to different political movements.
The nature of the training mission is a little bit controversial here. Now, the primary focus of Canada's training mission has been the Zeravani forces, which are attached to the Ministry of Interior. Now, there's been some concern that Canada has, rather than do a broad-based training mission, has actually ended up becoming politicized in terms of who they're training and who they're not training. Now, these forces are considered some of the elite forces. They were the ones who, for example, took Mosul Dam. They're also the ones who were involved in the Sinjar operation that liberated Sinjar. These fighters have seen heavy fighting. They've been at the front lines for most of this conflict, and they're considered to be one of the most reliable and one of the fiercest fighting forces that are fighting against ISIS.